about the Melania speech, does this release from the campaign about the speechwriter taking the blame for it end this story? Senior political analyst Britt Hume is here with some analysis tonight. Good evening, Britt.
Hi, Brett. The explanation and apology issued by the Trump campaign was the right thing to do and should finally quell the uproar over the plagiarized passages in Melania Trump's speech. It came a day late, though, and it exemplifies the same problem that led to the plagiarism in the first place. The Trump campaign is having growing pains. The sheer force of the candidate's personality and the appeal of his message proved sufficient to carry him and his bare-bones operation to his party's nomination. Now that the general election is underway, the stakes are up, the scrutiny more pitiless, and the cost of mistakes much higher. There's a reason why every White House puts every draft of a presidential speech through a rigorous clearance process to scrub it of possible problems. A similar process is used for speeches by vice presidents, first ladies, and top cabinet officers. It's cumbersome and bureaucratic, and it drives the poor speechwriters crazy. But it protects presidents and others from embarrassing mistakes. Mr. Trump obviously is not yet president, but a candidacy for that office gets the same level of scrutiny. Thus, Mrs. Trump's otherwise impressive performance was marred by a 36-hour controversy over its originality. It's the kind of unforced error that properly staffed and financed campaigns are designed to avoid. Mr. Trump will need that, and the sooner the better. Brett?
Britt, not surprisingly, what I hear from people in this hall, this is much ado about nothing. The media has gone over the top with the coverage of it. Even the White House said, interestingly today, White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest, that it shows that they share the values of one another.
Michelle Obama,
yes,
right.
Exactly.
Well, there's truth to that, and the people in this hall can be expected to be as impressed as I think, even most journalists were by Melania's appearance. And you want that, but you also want the commentary the next day to be about the speech itself and not about its originality. In other words, you want to have it. You want to have both things. You want to have the impression made by the speech to those who heard it, and you want the coverage the next day to be favorable if possible. You don't want it to be about whether the speech was stolen from somebody else, and they say the media don't matter or they don't like the media. That's right. But the media are there, and you have to deal with it. And one way you deal with it is by scrubbing these speeches carefully to make sure nothing like this happens.
All right, Britt. See you tonight.
Bet.